again, just nothing else obviously could describe this besides pure rank bigotry. And nothing else could describe the hurt and freak out of the Republican base, the type of base that will vote for a Joe Arpaio to go into the Senate and attack Donald Trump from the further fascist right. This is Laura Ingraham on Fox News talking about Trump's, again, verbiage in the right direction on DACA. There's nothing substantive here. And of course, he doesn't never going to go on a line for any of these policies and has no idea what they are one way or another. But his base, his authoritarian mind meld base,
getting a bit nervous.
They have finally found something they're upset about. He could screw them. And this I have to say, I have no doubt there's a couple million people that are persuadable potentially. They went from Obama to Trump. We could keep having that debate. There is an economics case that is relevant. But if you needed proof, ever more proof that an overwhelming majority of Trump's base are just Republican voters, they're the Republican base in general, period. They have stuck with him through lying about opiate addiction, lying about taking on corporate interests, lying about how he'd fix healthcare, lying about a tax plan which benefits only the ultra wealthy and hurts people who work, lying and lying and lying and lying. And now, for this part of the base, the Laura Ingraham Fox News Breitbart base, they're finally getting upset. And what are they getting upset about? Of course, a hint of pretend humanity about DACA recipients.
And here's the part that made Jeb Bush all warm and fuzzy.
This should be a bipartisan bill. This should be a bill of love. Truly, it should be a bill of love, and we can do that.
Wait, does that sound a little bit familiar?
Yes, they broke the law, but it's not a felony. It's kind of it's an act of love.
Now, do you remember when candidate Trump ridiculed low-energy Jeb for that?
If you remember, he said they come as an act of love, okay? Tell that to the families, and there are many, many, many families who lost a loved one. Act of love, okay? There's no act of love.
And remember candidate Trump saying this?
No citizenship.
No citizenship. No citizenship.
Everyone agree with that?
I mean, go a step further. They'll pay back taxes. They have to pay taxes. There's no amnesty as such. There's no amnesty.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Disgusting.
Well, maybe the president realizes that he's never going to get a wall unless he does that DACA amnesty. Maybe. And maybe he thinks he just can't end chain migration unless he gives legal status to those 800,000 illegals. They range from about 16 years of age to about 30 years of age. They're not all kids now. But that is a hard pill for many of his most loyal supporters to swallow. Today, many of my radio listeners were in meltdown mode.
We're not going to get a new wall. I'll bet my shirt we don't get it. We don't get
Sean,
verify. I'll bet my shirt on that.
If he breaks his promise and he grants amnesty to these dreamers, it's over. I think it's over.
My kids were born and raised in America. We have dreams too. You know, if we don't obey the law, nobody comes and gives us free stuff.
We are not far right when we simply insist on abiding by the legal immigration rules and national sovereignty. When did that ever become far right?
I'm feeling deflated right now.
Well, I did my best to buck up the listeners, but it wasn't easy.
Well, I mean, in fairness, Laura Ingraham has like the personality of like a nurse in some like Nazi miniseries from like the 1960s. I don't think she's actually like a buck up person. But look, I think that really, though, I think strategically moving forward for the left, as I've always said, there's zero contradiction between recognizing that any left coalition of the future is multi-identity, multicultural, multi-expression, and that both for moral and strategic reasons, we will fight and combat any form of discrimination and bigotry that exists, period. And at the same time, any broad-based movement, of course, includes, you know, white people, people from different, people from the Rust Belt and so on. It needs to be a broad-based mass appeal movement. And you never cater to people's bigotry and xenophobia. And where they can be persuaded, if they can be, oh, wow, it's almost like my Laura Ingraham Nazi joke had some foundation in reality. There is Laura Ingraham sneaking in a little Hail Siege at the RNC 2016.
I vote intentional.
Oh, it certainly looks intentional to me. Yeah, Laura Ingraham. She makes Ann Coulter look funny and charming. But so at any rate, look, no doubt there are some people that I think absolutely can be persuaded with a serious program of universal health care, free college, robust attacks on corporate power. And there's absolutely other people that are solid they're in it. They're committed to that bigotry. And those are those people, and witness what they get upset by, not all of the other portrayals and lies of the Trump hustle so far.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos